So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2024 International Symposium on Culture and Civilizations. And the topic for today is soft power, the cultural diplomacy. Welcome everyone one more time. And good morning, Dr. Jarupa. And she is the editor-in-chief of Mekong-Salween Civilizations Studies Journal, and also the director of the Center of Excellence for Tourism Management and Research. มันกล้องนิดนึงนะคะ Okay. So one more time, this symposium is held by Mekong-Salween Civilization Studies Journal, together with our partner, Naresuan University, Chiang Mai University, Faculty of Cultural Science, University Pajajaran, Bandung, Indonesia, University of Phayao, Faculty of Humanities, and Naresuan University, as well as Center of Excellence for Tourism Management Research, Faculty of Business, Economics, and Communication, as well as Naresuan University International College. So welcome to the 2024 one more time. The topic today is soft power, the cultural diplomacy. And before we begin, this symposium is held to establish academic networking and to exchange knowledge between international scholars in the field of civilization studies, as well as to raise the quality of Mekong-Salween Civilization Studies Journal to the international standard. And today, we're honored by three distinguished keynote speakers. Professor Dr. Thane Charoen-Muang. He will give the lecture on the true meaning of soft power and how it drives economy, so you understand more what is soft power. And the next speaker is Dr. Kasno Pamangkas. He will deliver the speech on how Bandung uplift cultural heritage to soft power. This person is really famous, and all of you, I'll introduce him later, that he produced a lot of songs. And last one, the lecture will be held by Associate Professor Dr. Panitra Trianon. She will give the lecture on the process of learning city development, promoting soft power. She's one of the key person for Phayao province. And before we proceed, I would like to invite Dr. Pisut Apichayakun, the Vice President for International Relations and Technology Transfer, to open the symposium, please.
Thank you. Distinguished speakers, esteemed guests, and members of the audience both on site and online. On behalf of the President of Naresuan University, I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude to all participants for their valuable contribution to this symposium themed Soft Power and Cultural Diplomacy. The symposium seeks to foster academic networking and facilitate the exchange of knowledge among international scholars in the field of civilization studies. Additionally, it's aimed to elevate the Mekong-Salween Civilization Study Journal to meet international standards of excellence. I would also like to formally welcome all of our academic partners, both from within Naresuan University and across the globe. Our esteemed partners include Mekong-Salween Civilization Study Journals, Naresuan University, Chiang Mai University, Faculty of Cultural Science, Universitas Pajajaran, Bandung, Indonesia, University of Phayao, Faculty of Humanities, Naresuan University, Center of Excellence for Tourism Management Research, Faculty of Business, Economics, and Communication, Naresuan University, and Naresuan University International College. We deeply appreciate the support and collaboration of all our partners, and we wish for the symposium to be a resounding success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pisut Apichayakun, the Vice President for International Relations and Technology Transfer. So before we begin, shall we talk a little bit about soft power? What actually is soft power?
Well, I think I will not be the one who will talk about the definition of soft power, because we have a very special guest today,
right?
Scholar, renowned scholar, in this field. So I will let him.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Since we have our distinguished keynote speaker today, let me introduce his profile a little bit. All right. So it's our great pleasure today to introduce our distinguished speakers. He will deliver a lecture on the true meaning of soft power, which you may like now curious what actually is, because like every people like try to say everything is kind of soft power, right? Everything is soft power. Is it true or not? And how is drive economy? The Professor Dr. Thane Charoenmuang, he's a prominent scholar, as Dr. Charoen just mentioned earlier. He also the authors. He also the civic leader, and he was born in the cultural heart of northern Thailand in Chiang Mai. Dr. Thane's academic journey has taken him across the globe. From his early education at the Prince Royal College in Chiang Mai to his high school years in California, he has always embraced diverse perspectives. So I think this one will be beneficial to you. And Dr. Thane's academic credentials are truly impressive. He holds a bachelor degree with second honors in government from Chulalongkorn University in Bangkok, and a master in Russian area study from Georgetown University, and a PhD in comparative politics from Northern Illinois University in the United States. And his doctoral thesis is on the Asian small dragons, showcased his deep understanding of economic and political dynamics in rapidly developing nations. For over 3 decades, from 1990 to present, Dr. Thane has been shaping young minds as a lecturer in the Department of Politics and Government at Chiang Mai University. But his influence extends far beyond the classroom. As the vice president of the Chiang Mai Urban Studies Center, he has been at the forefront of local civic engagement. His leadership in the campaign for elected governors outside Bangkok demonstrates his commitment to grassroots democracy and decentralization. Dr. Thane is also a prolific author with several influential books to his name. His works span a wide range of topics, from local governance and urban study to active citizenship, reflecting his deep engagement with issue of political participation and civic responsibility. And today, he will bring his wealth of experience and insights to shed light on the concept of soft power and its economic implications. His unique perspective, bridging local realities and global trends, promises to offer us a fresh and a nuanced understanding of his crucial topic. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Thane Charoenmuang. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay, so this is our first keynote speaker. Let me introduce 2 more keynote speakers. This is so interesting session. The next one is Dr. Kasno Pamangas. This one is really...
Yes, Kasno is in the Zoom already. Good morning.
Hello. Thank you very much. Hello, Nikki. Good morning from Indonesia. Selamat pagi. Sampurasun.
Sadika. Good morning.
Sadika. Good morning too.
How's everything in Indonesia? Everything is good there?
Yeah. In the last 2 days, are the first raining. Raining in Bandung especially. But for this week, we are handling some students from Singapore. They are having global immersion program with Universitas Padjadjaran. Totally, there are 120 students from Singapore, and one of the destination that should be visited and learned is Angklung. Yeah, they are learning Angklung here.
Italian people as well.
Yes, precisely, with Italian person because yesterday we were also invited visited by our partner from Catania, Italy. Thank you. And hopefully we are waiting for our prominent partners from Naresuan University to visit Bandung.
Maybe soon.
Especially Nikki. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let me introduce Dr. Kasno for a while. He's serving in both linguistic departments and the Master of Sustainable Tourism program. And he got his doctoral research explore the fascinating intersection of toponymy and branding in UNESCO Global Geoparks. His academic journey is marked by excellence, culminating in his doctoral degree from Universitas Pajajaran, where his thesis explored the fascinating intersection of toponymy and branding in UNESCO Global Geoparks. And his expertise extends far beyond the classroom. He has been a visiting lecturer in prestigious institutions, for example, in Singapore, in China, and a lot more. His consultancy work in geotourism and community-based tourism has influenced policy making in both regional and national levels. As a certified brand operator, Dr. Pamangas specialized in the internationalization of higher education, sustainable tourism, and linguistics. His consultancy work has really influenced policy making. And his research is truly interdisciplinary, covering topics, for example, tourism competitiveness, linguistic aspect of tourism promotion, and the role of metaphor in tourism discourse. He has authored over 29 published works, including peer-reviewed articles, books on linguistic in tourism and branding. And also his creative contributions include numerous songs celebrating local culture and tourism. I see a lot of songs that you've been produced. And his product naming work has received awards demonstrating his ability to blend linguistic with practical branding strategies. And his unique perspective combining linguistic, tourism, and cultural study promises to offer us a fresh understanding of how Bandung leverages its cultural heritage as soft power. So this is like a really brief, yeah. Otherwise, it will take me like a day in order to read all of your profile and academic works.
Actually, we still have a little bit of time, to talk about the work of Dr. Krasno. Maybe you can share with us, apart from the topic that you are going to talk today, maybe you can share with us your music, maybe?
Yeah, if you would like to sing first.
Yes. And do you have Angklung with you at the moment?
Okay. Actually, I can share one of my songs regarding to geotourism, yeah, and by watching the song, we can go around Indonesia, I think, and the song was sung by Indonesian Youth Geopark, yeah. Because I'm not singer, sorry, I'm not singer. I'm afraid that by singing, everybody can go out. Yeah. I just try to make a music composition as well as writing the lyrics of the song, and some of our song are related closely to tourism and then toponyms as well as the branding of tourism destination. Thank you very much.
Did you get the inspiration from when you composed the song? Do you have to travel around?
Precisely, because before composing the song, I should go and then I should stay with the local people, and then I should get many inspiration, and I should get information from them, I think. And it is impossible for me to write a song without any informations about them. So I should read a lot about them. I should blend with them, especially to have deeper lyrics of the song, especially the contents of the song that should be appropriate with the culture as well as the color of the song.
That's very fascinating.
Can you show us the short lyric on the song, which is related to the experience that you have in the destination?
Yeah. For example, in one of my song entitled Bandungku, which means my Bandung, I try to describe the Bandung city by the lyric, for example, you are created when the God is smiling. So we can imagine when we know that Bandung was created when the God was smiling, so everything is beautiful here. So you can find a beauty in Bandung. Not only the people, not only the nature, but also the people and the culture too.
Thank you. I think we see Professor Thanet is in the Zoom at the moment. สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์ สวัสดี
Good
ค่ะ
morning.
Good morning, Professor.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think it's the time, it's the right moment for us to proceed with our first session with our first keynote speaker. I would like to take this opportunity to invite Professor Dr. Thanet Jarenmuang. He will deliver this lecture on the true meaning of soft power and how it drives economy. He's come from Faculty of Political Science and Public Administration from Chiang Mai University, and he's also an editorial advisor of Mekong-Salween Civilization Studies Journal. Sorry. Please welcome him.
Thank you, Kasno.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I think Dr. Thanet probably have to turn on microphone. Yeah, we still couldn't hear him. All right, okay.
Okay.
ค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะอาจารย์
So we are ready to begin our work today. Yes. So thank you very much, the Mekong-Salween Civilization Project. I'm very pleased and honored to give a small talk to you on a very important and very current subject, which is interesting to a lot of people worldwide. We are today together and discuss about, I think, driving economy, how to develop local and national development from a perspective of soft power. So let me begin by speaking about soft power for a little bit. I went to study in the US in the late 1980s. And at that time, I saw the name Joseph Nye. He is an international relations expert. And his book was on power interdependence. And then there's a word in that book, soft power. I'm not sure if there are others who already wrote about this technical word. But the first time I saw soft power book word, I saw it from this book, 1987. But because I am a political scientist, so I'm not surprised when they talk about soft power. I immediately thought of the word hard power. So I know, this world we have been fighting using weapons, bombs and airplanes and tanks and fighting ships, everything. So I know when they talk about soft power, they mean something. Now, when we talk about soft power, according to Joseph Nye Jr., he said that soft power is to attract and to persuade. And then it's a non-chorus. But you use culture, you use values, you use ideals. And that creates goodwill, friendship, and partnership. So instead of coercing or forcing others to do what you want them to do, you turn around simultaneously and use the soft power methods by persuading them, by attracting them to do what you would like them to do. Professor Nai once said there are three things to do with hard power. Number one, to force them to do something. And number two, you give money, or you give them some rewards or whatever. And then you get them, you do something else so that others will do what you want them to do. So this is hard power for sure. If you show them how many weapons you have, how much money you have, whatever you have, and they feel threatened, and then they feel that they need to do something. But soft power is another thing. As I said earlier, it is to attract, it is to persuade, it is to show things softly, nicely, and then slowly attract them to do what you want them to do. Now, the best word, according to Professor Joseph Nye, is that the best propaganda is not propaganda. What does that mean? It means that you are not going around the world, around the country, to tell people anywhere that, hey, we are doing this in order to do that, and that, and that. No, we're not going to do that. Because that is the way propaganda works. But you do it. You do it because you do it. So that means that by adopting a multi-discipline or an interdisciplinary approach, that means that political method, economic method, cultural, social methods, we use them all. And by doing so, we are not telling anyone, this is our propaganda. We do it. When we talk about this, we need to begin with learning lessons from some countries. I think, in fact, in the past 20 years, we have seen examples of a lot of people. For example, the USA has been ranked number one. USA has been ranked number one in using soft power. We have to think about this. They have been the biggest superpower in the world since Cold War, since after World War II. We just realized the USA is also number one in ranking using soft power. That means all along this, after World War II, 70 years ago, 1945 is the end of World War II. USA has been using both hard power and soft power without saying hard or soft powers. They've been using all this, or we can say they have been using every method in order to achieve their goals in foreign policy. Now, when we remember about the past, then United States went to Japan, and to help Japan develop for the first time after World War II, you all remember, there was a famous soldier who led the group of soldiers into rule to control Japan, and then led Japan to modernization. You probably remember, if you are about my age, 60 something or early 70s, you know the song Sukiyaki. The song Sukiyaki, if young people in this room do not know this, they already have consumed sukiyaki many, many times in the past. So that's a very famous song in the early 1960s. In the early 1960s, the song Sukiyaki came to Thailand, and I heard that it went all around the world. Sung by Kyo Sakamoto. It's Sukiyaki. It's very funny because in Thailand, the tune of the song so pretty. So they translated into what we call sukiyaki. Is it's about fish and pests, namprik pratu, sukiyaki. And then they talk about how delicious sukiyaki food is. But in Japanese songs, sukiyaki is a song of the past of Japan that they would like their own people to remember what they did in the past, what wrong they made, what good they made, and draw lessons and think about what to do for the next generation, for the new era. So Sukiyaki is a song of the Japanese people, strongly reminding Japanese people what happened in Second World War, that two cities were bombed very hard. And then they moved ahead. I don't know what drove songwriters in Thailand to think about food, because sukiyaki at that time was not yet a kind of food that we all know. They were talking about the past and move forward to the future. So the song has been very, very popular and very, very moving deeply into the hearts of Japanese people. So it's become worldwide. And I think the reason the song was famous in United States, I'm sure United States play a role in this to make the song famous, so that it can remind Japanese people, to think about the past, draw lessons, be strong, and move forward together. So now it comes to Thailand, and then we learn about how good the Japanese food, sukiyaki, is. Now, Joseph Nye was an important scholar at Harvard University, and then he helped President Clinton. He was advisor to President Clinton, and then he was advisor to President Barack Obama. And Obama was in the 20-something, 2011, 2012, 2014, 15. So it's very close to our era now, that I think by using interdisciplinary method called soft power, I think many countries have turned around and trying to take advantage of the word soft power. So it has become not only in international relations, but in national development. That if I met Professor Joseph Nye several years ago, or even this year, I would ask him, were you surprised that now the word soft power has been used in almost every discipline, especially with the current Prime Minister of Thailand using the word soft power many, many times. So We just think that, hey, this is a new word. We are so fond of this new word. In fact, soft power is an important tool in international relations. And then it moved because it made US successful in international relations, having a good name in the world affairs. And then came Japan. Japan with the famous song Sukiyaki, and then with the many cars, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Isuzu. Many Japanese cars flooded into Thai markets. And also little Honda, the small motorcycle, very huge. So people with my age, 1960, they all remember that Japanese food goods came to Thailand. Not at that time when Japanese food came around, but many industrial products came from Japan with a very textile, a very famous textile we call a cloth Torre Teteron, 1960, Torre Teteron. And then also another one, a very good instrument that makes food taste much better, called Ajinomoto. So it has become worldwide famous. Every country in Southeast Asia know Ajinomoto, maybe with different names. Like in some areas of Thailand, they call it Pang Nua. That is Ajinomoto everywhere. So many people like it. Now, with this 1960, Japan was famous in cars, textile, Ajinomoto, bicycles, motorcycles. And then the soft power in Thailand quietly began too. We had Miss Thailand becoming Miss Universe, Apasara Hongsakul, 1964. 1965, Kun Jiranan Sawetanan became Miss Runner-Up Universe. Oh, two. Wow, we have so many beautiful ladies in Thailand who won the Universe Awards. And then the King and the Queen of Thailand went to visit Europe, went to visit USA. Very famous. They met Bob Hope. They met Cliff Richard in England. Oh, wow. So this is all soft power that we didn't realize. And then came Nainami Pla, Nainami Cow. In water, there's fish. In rice fields, there's rice. Where does that come from? Oh, it's a Bhumipol Dam. It's the biggest dam, the first dam in Thailand that occurred in 1964. And then 1964, 5, 6, we all know what happened. Chiang Mai University, Khon Kaen University, Songkhla University were born 3 years in a row. 3 outside of Bangkok. 3 big universities emerged. So, just want to remind you a little bit. This is all soft power that we didn't realize that we began to grow up. And now we enjoy new electricity. And then we went to Lat Krabang, Lam Chabang. And then we went to Korat and Khao Yai with highway, Friendship Highway. Oh, beautiful, big roads. So this is from the American aid. American help us to improve the road system. I'm from the north. I was very young at that time, and I learned about this, that you drive a car from Korat to Khao Yai, and you put a glass of water on the car roof. The water did not shake at all. It did not spill over. Oh, there were so many rocks and the roads in northern Thailand very, very difficult. And we had no friendship highway like in the Northeast. In fact, we all know now, all the roads, all the famous good roads in the Northeast were like airports, receiving airplanes and soldiers from United States, from the Philippines, to land in Thailand and get ready to go and fight in Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam during that time, the Vietnam War. Now, after this, a number of decades have passed. Now we have many private universities. We have many government universities all around the country, including Naresuan University. So we don't realize how soft power has grown in this country. Until 1990s, I think by that time, Joseph Nye was probably very active in Obama presidency. I remember the drama from TV, Kim Dae-jung from South Korea. Oh, so powerful. And then it made Thai people realize, how come we have so many good food? How come we fall in love with Dae Jang-gum? How come we fall in love with Korean food? We have so many good ones. Why don't we make them? So this kind of popularity, including the tourism promotion campaign grew. And in Thailand, we have gone back to look at history, and we know that there are many good things. For example, when Bangkok and many people from many other provinces came up to Chiang Mai, they were shocked in 1960s. They never found Songkran festival so fun, so water flooded. You were soaked all day among all the beautiful girls in Chiang Mai. And then we realized that the power of the Songkran festival, New Year festival, was so fun, so meaningful for Thai people. So that grew. Now, come another example. After Dae Jang-gum, we have realized South Korea, that we send soldiers to fight, help them in the Cold War era, 1950s. And then we sang the song Arirang, a Thai soldier missing a beautiful girl in Korea. Please remember, Thai soldiers, please remember the song Arirang. Oh, we have to leave our sweetheart behind in South Korea. Arirang is a very good song and soft power for South Korea that Thai soldiers know well. But with that, Dae Jang-gum appear, and many, many films and handsome singers, beautiful singers from Korea appear in the Thai television, in the Thai films. And then attracting young girls in Thailand to dream about going to South Korea. And Lisa was one of them. So they all now went to Korea in order to follow the wonderful South Korea, which is so famous. Now, let's conclude lessons from learning about advanced countries like United States, Great Britain, Japan, and Korea. We all know, we went to see them. Number one, they have strong economy. That means that they have good industry. They also have good agriculture. United States, Great Britain have strong agriculture, have strong industry. Then we realize they have strong culture. They have very good education programs that many Thai students want to go and to study. Not only that, they have good scholarships, or dream of receiving good scholarships, we go there. And then we forget one thing. Those countries have very strong government. They have elections every 4 years. Every 4 years. United States has been a country for over 200 years. They never had one military coup. They have never stopped having 4-year elections. They have that regularly every 4 years, every 4 years. And when we study the life of Joseph Nye, you can see Joseph Nye was Joseph Nye was director and dean of Kennedy School at Harvard. And then he spent part-time giving advice to President Clinton. And if you look at the time on my file, you can see that after he was out of dean of Kennedy School, I think he had free time, so he became full advisor. When you look at the years of Joseph Nye and the time he spent, the time Obama became president, so they were together. So he became full-time advisor of Obama, but he was part-time advisor to President Clinton. So I think Korea learned a lot from this, learned a lot. And then we see not only USA, not only Great Britain, not only other European countries that have no more military coup, no military intervention in politics. Japan and South Korea have followed. Japan has had 4-year elections all the time after World War II. South Korea, they had strong industrialization, and then workers united and finally said no more military coup in 1980 something. So finally, by 1988, all the military leaders in South Korea stopped their political involvement and became gradually to civilian leadership in South Korea. And then in early 1990s, South Korea followed Japan by decentralization, having governors election like in Japan. I have one story to tell you that I was fascinated by the direct election of USA and then in Japan and then in Korea. Now they have good leaders, good local leaders where people can elect them, choose them, and get them out of power if they don't like them every 4 years. I told my family, I told my dear sisters that Japan is very attractive country. Why? Japan, number one, big city, beautiful city. 2, beautiful roads, very clean roads. Number 3, clean and big rivers. The water flows nicely. And then beautiful flowers in many, many seasons. And then buses everywhere. And then electric trains everywhere too. We can go anywhere. Electric trains everywhere. And you see young children of Japan nicely, slowly walk to school every day. And it's unbelievable that parents don't have to accompany them. They just walk alone. So that means a safe society, a safe town, a safe area. You can take bike, you can go on buses, you can go on train, but all schools are nearby. You don't need that. And the tree is beautiful, so give you shade and flowers to enjoy. We went to Korea and we found that the same. In the past 20 years, South Korea followed every step Japan took. And now, By mid-1990s, South Korea, same thing, just like Japan, beautiful. My sister went to Japan twice and came back to me. She said, "Brother, I apologize. I'm sorry. I used to feel very bad every time you talk about governor selection and strong democracy in local areas. Now I realized in order to have good local areas, good economy, you need a good government and good local government. We had to elect our own local leaders." So that's what she confessed to me. Now she understands my point. Now, get back to the last example. Indonesia has been fighting against military dictatorship for a number of years, Suharto. So finally, Suharto, just like Chun Doo-hwan of South Korea, Suharto went down. And now, civilian leader, Yakovi, became leader, ran for election, became president. And then he allowed Aceh province and every province in Indonesia to have strong democracy, governor selection. So in the past 10 years, Indonesia has been moving very fantastically, miraculously, with strong local decentralization, democratization. So finally, the multidisciplinary approach has been adopted, and they're all combined to become an interdisciplinary approach, how to improve economy. So with this, we can draw some lessons. Number one, interdisciplinary approach for economic development is important. And number two, we just cannot let the only central government do the job. The central government needs to decentralize and improve local government areas in order to improve local democracy. You need to encourage better schools in local areas, better economy opportunities, and better management run by local people with the water, with rivers, with the forest, and with education. I think the heavy rain, which is now pouring into Chiang Mai and many other provinces at the moment, now over my roof, and it has been flooding many areas. So much flood, very heavy casualties. This is for the first time. I think it is time that we realize that soft power, if we don't manage it well, you can see the flood. So where does that come from? The forest management, the water management, the local administration management. That means that we need to pay attention to all this. Wonderful. Now, my last point. Using soft power to drive economy. Please remember, when Joseph Nye proposed that to the two presidents, Clinton and Obama, he meant using soft power of the US to attract and to influence foreign nations so that they can have a better diplomatic relationships. Now, when we use about this in local and national area, we don't use with other as a stress. We use it. That means that how we can improve economy of our local areas, economy of national areas, to strengthen our country. And that means that if we have it more and more, stronger economy, stronger culture, stronger education, stronger environment. More and more people will come to visit our country because Thailand already has a lot of advantages. I think for our guests in our room that have come from many countries, we realize every country has strengths. We have to identify them. We have to improve them. But I'm sorry, as a Thai citizen, from the point of Thai perspective, I'm sorry that we have paid not enough attention to local areas. Tourism has been done at the national level. Tourist agency and local level are very weak, have small budget. We need to improve them. We need to improve local schools, stronger education, and stronger democratization at local area. Looking at South Korea and Japan, we see they have given us many, many valuable lessons. So I may be a bit abstract, I'm sorry, but I think the most important point from using soft power is that we must be all around in perspective, looking at political, economic, social aspects in development and improve everything. The national government does their job. Local government agencies do their job. Local people improve their own environment and everything. And now I hope our economy is a little bit better. But now it's not getting improved fast. Why? Because there's something that many people are not sure what's happening politically. So they would like to see regular development basis every 4 years, that we have election of provincial leader, Obajor, in the following months, and then the mayor next year, and then the Tambon Administrative Organization, Obator, following year, and the 4 years election comes, national election, 3 years from now. So let them flow automatically. And then we can have more time to spend on how to improve our strong heritage. Thai tradition is the strongest, but we have not had enough time to pay attention to. Why? Because we take too much interest to political interference, political problems at national level. So we need to get back to this. This is one thing. My last point. Why Vietnam is drawing so much investment fund? Politics, they have a very strong, stable politics. Good atmosphere for investment. What about Thailand? Now, with this flood and environmental problems, we have more problems. But I'm sure we think about it and we get together, and decentralization, democratization, and strong democracy at national level are the answers for soft power so that we can have a better economy. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
Thank you so much. It's much clearer, Dr. Tanay, that what actually is as a soft power and how it's emerged, right?
Yes. Let me recap what you talk about the lesson learned, which is very impressive. I also agree that local government could be a very important tool for improving management of soft power. And yes, I have one small question related to the idea that local government should be the one who involved in management of soft power. So what do you think about the role of local government in terms of soft power management? Yes, yeah, because at the moment, I also have something with the soft power to do with local government as well. So I think it's quite difficult for us to get together and have the same mindset and understanding about the soft power. So yes, your answer would be benefit our society. Please,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, number one. Please notice, and I guarantee you, if you check into the curriculum of every university, you will find that local government subject is not available in every major. I'm sure students from medical science, engineering, maybe even English, French, German major or literature cannot take local government subject on campus. I think elementary politics or regular politics and local government, or we can say local administration subject, should be required for every student on campus. They should learn this. Students on campus who will be graduates very soon, they are the smartest people. Parinyachon, the smartest people of the country. Why don't they know anything about local administration? What is Obato? What is Obajo? No, they have never learned. I saw some politicians and I asked them, what subject did you study on campus? I said, oh, my major is engineering. Oh, I said, wow, you know politics so much. I study by myself. I read on mobile phone and I understand local politics. Oh, and then I go out to the bookstore and I buy books. So that means that most people who don't take this have little time to understand what local politics is. So number one, we have to put these two subjects into study for the bachelor program. Number one, to learn about development of society. That means that we need to take number one course, national and local history. No matter where you are, you need to know local development, local history of that area. You are in Khon Kaen, you need to know what's going on in Khon Kaen, what happened 100 years ago in Khon Kaen and around Khon Kaen area. You are in Udon Thani, Ubon Ratchathani, Phitsanulok, Nakhon Sawan. You know about both national history that we all should know. And number two, well, we know national history so well, right? We know Naresuan, Eka Thosrot, and everybody, but we don't know who the leader of Phitsanulok was 100 years ago. We need to know local history and national history. That's one subject. And number two, we need to know how to administer local society, local politics, local economy, local environment. So we need to do this. Number two. So this is about education. Huh? And then number two, in Obato, PAO, TAO area, Obato area, Obajo area, municipal areas, for older people who did not go to university, we also should have a training program telling them easy story about what is our local history, how to better manage local economy, to manage local areas, and all this. I hope that by the time the flood is over now, we need to know why Mesai is now having the worst flood problem in history, where the water comes from. So much, so high, chest level. And we need to know all this. I'm sorry to say this in advance, but we need to sit down and look at all these problems. Huh? So now number two, huh? And then number three. In the past, local governments have been off and on. Sometimes a military intervention or the coup took over. You know what happened? They stopped election. Like during Kun Prayut era, 9 years. Do you know that? There was no election at all in Thailand at local and national level. So they let the mayors in power for 9 years without election. So that means that when there was no election, there was no competition, there was no accountability, no investigation, no discussion. We don't know what he did. We don't know at all. He was there for 8-9 years, and we had to wait. Let me tell you this. In democracy, administration can be improved by looking at them, following their activities, asking them questions, and then the press will do the job for you, and then we can read newspaper, we can watch TV, and then we make decision. Oh, this guy is so good. We like him. He's good. Yeah, we will elect him next 4 years. See? Now, so this is the way checking local economy, checking political and social activities. If you have some other questions, I'm sorry, maybe I speak too much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the answer. And I think at the end, what I learned from you, Professor, I think we need leadership and we need compassion for managing soft power to be a tool or a driving force for economic and social development. And first of all, people need education from local history to national history, and also know well about politics in local area.
And environment.
Yeah, know their role. And that also role, duty, and also how local people can engage in the working of management of